Hey everyone, my name is Dr. Fisnick, and sorry about the technical difficulties there. It seems like these computers are just acting up. Maybe they got the virus too. What do you think, Andrea?
Oh, your sound is not real good right now.
Okay, well, let me change it again. This is what I've been trying to do all morning. Last night I used my headset, my call, and it worked fine. And now it seems like my headset doesn't want to work. How about now?
Yeah, you're fine. You're clear.
Now you can hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's get started. Hey, Andrea, I think with this coronavirus scare and everything like that, a lot of people, they're just so worried about what's going on and what's happening in the world, what's changing. And you and I know that it's not just the coronavirus that's changing things, but we're not going to get into that discussion. But, I think what happens is that people get so worried about these world events that they forget to pay attention to themselves.
Could be. Kind of unprecedented.
Yeah, they tend to forget that, you still have to continue to live. You still have to continue to do what you do. And so I wanted to just continue to pound on the effect that we have to show people how to improve their health span.
Right.
So that's kind of what I put together, and really, right now, the coronavirus couldn't have come at a more inconvenient time, because I feel that we're right in the middle of what Paul Zane Pilzer called the wellness revolution.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Remember his book, The Wellness Revolution?
I never read it, but I understand the concept.
Yeah, about a dozen years ago, he wrote a book. He wrote another book called The Next Trillion. Do you remember that one?
Nope.
No?
Tell me about it.
Oh, so he said that the next $1 trillion industry would be the wellness industry, because there would be a tipping point where people they'd be looking for something other than traditional medicine to stay healthy. Wouldn't you say we're right at that tipping point right now?
Yeah, we're recognizing that, what the medical community has put out there isn't working.
Right. And they're tired of just treating symptoms. They're ready to just really say, let's get healthy. And it couldn't come at a more perfect time. Technology and science and people like Tom Maurer have just put together some things that really are going to make a huge difference. I like it. I say that, we're at this point to where we found solutions. We're really finding solutions to a lot of problems. And so, Andrea, I know you're really passionate about helping people. You're really passionate about helping people find answers.
Yes.
And wouldn't you say that's really what we're all about when we talk about what we're doing here with Sisel? It's helping people find answers to questions.
Yeah, definitely. And we're bringing them information that isn't common. That's
right. And so you take a look at the industry, 118 million sales consultants, 75% of them are women. And there's a good reason they're women, because women like to talk, and women share details about their life, where, guys, we talk, but we talk about other stuff. We don't really share details. But a full-time consultant makes over $55,000. And that's averaging out. You got to remember, there's some people who are making over $1 million a month in this industry. So you got to average that out. But the oldest company in the world in network marketing has been around since 1885. So about 150 years ago. 20% of homes have a network marketing product in their home. 8,500 new companies start in the United States every single year. And someone joins the industry every 10 seconds across the globe. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
It really is. And 33% of these homes sell wellness products. Do you know why wellness products do so well in the network marketing industry?
Well, I would imagine that if they're still there, they work. And so people share that information amongst themselves. And
Well,
that creates,
I think the fact that they work adds longevity. But do you know why wellness products, they really need to be sold through a network marketing business model? And the main reason is because we need to unconfuse people. We need to get people to understand what they're for.
right.
Can you imagine if a product like Stemolytic had been launched in a traditional company right now at the same time?
Well, it would have required billions, not billions, but millions in advertising for people to even understand the concept or what it would do for them.
That's right. And with all the confusion about the coronavirus and the economy and quarantine and self-quarantine and are you going to get sick and, you know, the cruise ship and Italy and Spain and UK and, you know, and China and all these different things. Do you think that they'd even have a chance of even getting it on the market if it was a traditional product?
No,
Not at all.
it would sit on shelves. Yeah.
It would fall down before it ever got back up, you know. And so people say to me all the time, they say, "Hey, Kurt, you know, yeah, but you just do this for you do it because you make money." And I'm just going to say this, you know, Andrea, all businesses do what they do to make an income, and it's not that money is something bad. I mean, if you're a good person, money's a magnifier. It's going to make you a better person, isn't it?
Yes, that's true.
I mean, you don't all of a sudden come across an extra $1,000 and become a bad person.
Right.
No way. And, you know, we take a look at the anti-aging industry. It's everywhere. You can't go to a supermarket and not find a magazine that says anti-aging secrets, look younger, feel younger, all these different things. I mean, it is everywhere, isn't it?
It is. And that's typically why I don't use the term anti-aging. I use reverse aging because everybody's using anti-aging.
Well, the thing about it is that because they're using it, it's a great time to talk about it because, like, you know, like Paul Zane Pilsner says, it's the next $1 trillion industry. So, Andrea, let's talk about our subject, you know, a little bit. You see here on the slide, you see an elephant and a loaf of bread. And I know you've seen my presentation before, but bottom line is this, is that, you know, when you take a look at a lot of these ingredients, it's they're exotic, they're hard to find, and when you take the plant, you don't get very much of the active ingredient. You know, like we have one product that uses an ingredient from strawberries, and I tell people that, and they go, "Oh, I love strawberries."
I do too.
They'll tell me, "Oh, I put strawberry jam on my toast every day." And that's what I do, Andrea, is I laugh at them. I say, look, you can't get enough of the active ingredient from the amount of strawberries that you'd have to eat today. That'd be like taking an elephant and eating the entire elephant just to get an extract that's about the size of a loaf of bread.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so that's what makes these products a little bit more expensive. Like you're not going to see some big department store selling the quality of products that we have. They're going to take the strawberry and they're going to say, "Oh, we put the whole fruit in there. The whole fruit's better than just the active." And they're going to try and convince you that the whole fruit or the whole plant is better than the active. And there's just no way that could be possible, is it?
No, that's true.
You know, and so you know, without mentioning any brand names or anything like that, but a friend of mine, he actually formulated one of the most popular multivitamins on the market. And I remember he and I were talking one night, and he said, "Kurt," he said, "you know, they started out with a great idea." He said they had a lot of really good actives they were putting into the product, and then they looked at the price and what they'd have to put it on the market for, and they said, "Nah, we got to get that price down." So what they did is they started throwing things out. "We won't use any of this. We won't use any of that. We'll use a little bit of this. We'll use a little bit of that, and we won't do this, and we won't do that." By the time they got done, my friend said that you might as well drive down the road, take that product, and open your window and start throwing it out the window. That's how good it was.
Yep.
So Our goals today, people, for those of you that are listening to the presentation, those of you that are listening to the audio recording, the video recording of this, is that simply is this, is that, you're not going to learn how to be a scientist. You don't have to be, right? You don't have to be. We got plenty of tools. We got plenty of video recordings like this. I know Andrea does a lot of recordings on her own on the side. And we got a lot of other leaders in the company and Sisel that do the same thing. And use those tools to help you understand. Don't try and become an expert in everything. The fact is that the world's getting older all the time. We're seeing people getting older right in front of us. They're saying that almost a third of the population in the next couple of decades, almost a third of the population will be considered elderly.
Yep.
And you know what happens when you have old people?
Tell me.
Disease.
Typically, yes.
Old age diseases. So scientists are starting to concentrate on how do we lower the risk of the old age disease. My son is graduating from medical school here in May. And I remember about 15 years ago, he told me, he said, Dad, he said, why do you want to get so old? He said, old people just get sick. And at that time, my mom had cancer. My dad had just gotten diagnosed with cancer. His grandma on his mom's side was having problems with her heart. And I just looked at that and I said, yeah, I can see what you're thinking. But that's why we need to, as doctors, we need to concentrate on what can we do to help people live a long, healthy life, right?
Right.
So you take a look at jellyfish. They found certain species of jellyfish that practically live forever. I mean, there's a species of jellyfish that they say is 80 million years old.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been here since the beginning of time, really. And this jellyfish, it just never seems to get old. And you know what allows that jellyfish to just live on forever and ever?
Tell me. I don't know.
Stem cells.
Cool.
Stem cells. So according to Mayo Clinic, they say that less than 3% of the people in the United States meet a minimum criteria for a healthy lifestyle. 3%, Andrea. You'd think with all the things that we know right now, all the things that people have been taught about how to eat right and getting exercise and quitting smoking and don't drink too much, and don't do this, do more of this, eat more greens, all these different things. You'd think we'd have better than 3%, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would think so.
So what's the problem?
Toxins in our environment, mostly.
People just aren't listening, right?
Okay.
I mean, that's the main reason. People just aren't listening. Sometimes you have to smack them alongside the head. Have you ever had to smack somebody alongside the head?
Been doing that for a couple of days.
Every day we're smacking somebody alongside the head and we're saying, hey, wake up. There's something going on here that you need to know. And so what they're saying now is that the next generation of people, the next generation, the ones being born right now, probably won't live as long as their grandparents.
That's possible.
That's pretty sad when you think about it, right? So, when we talk about products, Tom introduced the age pill, anti-glycation extreme, about 3 years ago. I mean, just tell your story really quick. What did you notice almost within the first couple months of taking this product?
Oh, the biggest thing that I am most happy about is getting my short-term memory back. That was the biggest thing. And I recognized that happening 8 days after I began taking it.
8 days. You
8
sure
days.
That wasn't placebo?
No, I don't think so at all, because, I'm still amazed at, and I recognize things that if I had tried to do them 2.5 years ago, I wouldn't be able to do them the way
That's
I can
right.
do them now. So, my skin improved greatly. I lost nerve pain in the lower half of my legs, nerve pain around my ankle bone. The veins on the back of my hand laid back down like they were getting all puffy, like, older women's hands get. And they just laid back down. The grooves in my fingernails smoothed out. My eyesight has improved. Look at me today. I'm reading your thing here without my glasses on.
Wow. Did kids jump up in your lap and rub the hair on your arm just like do to good old Joe?
No.
Sorry, I had to throw that in there. I'm not very nice, but you know,
I don't know what that had to do with what I was talking about.
I always got to throw in a little bit of my bad jokes. But anyhow, folks, how does the age pill really work? I'm going to simplify it for you. You don't have to know a lot of science on it. It's just this: is that when you burn fuel like sugar and fat as energy, it produces cellular garbage, and that hampers the effect of your stem cells, right? And so the age pill, it helps to remove that glycation, that lipofuscin, that cellular garbage, and it allows your cells to work the way they're supposed to work. And then just in the last month, Tom introduced this new product called Stemolytic.
Yes, we're all excited about that.
I just took mine an hour ago, and really here's the science behind this, and it's so simple, Andrea. It makes sense, right? So we've cleaned up the cellular garbage with the age pill, anti-glycation extreme, and now what we're doing is we're taking the old, dead, dying stem cells, the ones that are just they should have received a message from the brain that says, time to go, time to clear yourselves out. But because of all the preservatives in our food, because of all the mess that's happening inside our body, these stem cells aren't getting out of here. They aren't getting out of here. So what they do is they become dangerous. And just think of it. Think of about, think of it like your grandchild coming over to your house and grabbing stuff out of your purse and throwing your money out and throwing your glasses out and going in the fridge and throwing all the stuff on the floor, squishing ketchup on the floor and things like that. That's what senescent stem cells do, is they cause damage. They don't just come over to your house and take a nap and sit there and watch a movie.
Right.
They cause problems. And so what Stemolytic does is it comes in and it cleans up all the old, dead, damaged, dying stem cells, cleans them out of the body, and then it has other ingredients that come over and they clean up the mess that was created. And when this happens, it gives your body a chance, because your other stem cells are going to say, hey, look, we have an open chair over there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put a new healthy stem cell there. And so what's in it? Well, we've got an ingredient that comes from strawberries. You heard me talking about that a little bit ago. It's called ficitin. It's one of the most powerful senolytic agents that they found. And you can imagine that it takes an awful lot of strawberries to make enough of this ficitin to supply the world, but it eliminates the senescent stem cells. And then quercetin, it helps to delay the senescence. It induces apoptosis, right? And you know what apoptosis is?
Yeah, that's when the stem cells implode.
They go through cellular suicide, right?
Right.
So when you see that word, that's what it means. And then it has piperlongumine, which is a form of black pepper, right? And you know what happens if I take a handful of black pepper and I blow it in your nose? What do?
Sneeze.
You sneeze, you get burning eyes, right? Because it's an irritant. So what it does is this pepper irritates the cell, allows the stem cell, or allows the cell wall to open up so that all these other ingredients can get into cells so they can start doing some work. Then we have N-acetylcysteine, which is used for making glutathione, but it scavenges up these free radicals and these senescent cells from the body, kind of gathers them up in a group so that now the other things can come in. Apigenin, which induces autophagy, and you know what autophagy is?
Yeah, it's the cleanup of that stuff, right?
It's the cleanup
cells.
crew, right?
Yep.
And then you and I have talked about curcumin. I mean, doesn't it seem like we've beaten that horse to death?
Pretty much.
Right? Curcumin. I mean, they found that it helps with a healthy brain. They found that it helps with healthy arteries and a heart. And now they're finding that it cleans up these senescent stem cells. And then vitamin B6, pyridoxine, increases apoptotic cell death. So it tells the senescent cells to go through apoptosis.
Right.
And then we have sclereol. Sclereol comes from the peels of lime and lemons, and it induces in apoptosis and then senescent cells. There's nothing on the market like this, Andrea.
8 wonderful ingredients to get rid of senescent stem cells, right?
That's right. That's right. And you're going to hear more and more and more. I mean, since we came out with this, boy, I tell you what, Andrea, I'm reading science on senescence and senolytics
Mhm.
everywhere. Everyone's getting into the game, but you know, a lot of the products that are on the market, what they do is they put a little bit in there and they say, "Oh, we got that too."
No, they don't have anything compared to what we've got.
One product that I know of, one product that I was looking at about a year ago, they've got one of the ingredients that we have, and they've got about a third of what you need, a third of a dose, and they sell for more money than what we're selling this product for.
Right?
Then we have Eternity, and Eternity has resveratrol. And again, this is another horse that Andrea and I have just beat to death on this call. But resveratrol repairs the damaged DNA, and I think if you're going to live a long time, you don't want to have any damaged DNA, do you?
No, no.
You know, how easy is that science to talk about? And then we talk about telomere support extreme, and telomeres in the 2009 Nobel Prize, they found that you can rebuild the telomeres. And telomeres, for you folks that don't really understand it, when you're conceived, it's like this fuse got lit, and every day that fuse gets shorter and shorter and shorter. When it gets down where it's burnt up 2/3 of its length, there isn't enough support anymore, and your DNA starts to unravel. And when that happens, damage occurs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so telomere support extreme, it's one of the most powerful products that I've seen, actually the most powerful product that I've seen in this field. And what it does is it supports healthy telomeres. And you know, I know a lot of people who have had their telomeres tested to test their biological age. And here's a product that makes a difference.
Right.
Pretty cool. And then all that stuff needs energy, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And so hydrogen is the most perfect form of energy that there is. It's pure energy. And what Tom's been able to do is unleash this into a glass of water so that you can have the most powerful hydrogen water on the planet. And yeah, we've heard a lot of stories about this one, haven't we?
Yeah, it's great because it crosses the blood-brain barrier. It's hydrogen. It's the element of life.
It really
goes
is.
right into the nuclei of any cell and removes free radicals and toxins.
That's right. Yeah, I was just reading the other day a study that was talking about this using hydrogen water as a possible agent for supporting people that have neurodegenerative diseases.
Yeah, I think that's probably.
And autoimmune disorders. Yeah. So, you know, mainstream medicine is really getting into this. They're starting to jump on board, and you know, and that's why I think the wellness revolution has really hit. Last year, when the World Health Organization came out with the ICD-10, the ICD-10, which is the International Classification of Diseases, they actually listed aging as a disease. There's actually it's a diagnosis code that you can use for it. I knew something was up with that. And then in April, Mayo Clinic announced that they were getting into the market. They were getting into anti-aging. You know, Harvard puts a lot of research into it. You got the big tech giants that are dumping big money into it. Andrea, this is mainstream.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. And we're ahead of the game with what we got going on. You know, the problem with it is that a lot of people, they tell me, they say, "Oh yeah, but it's too expensive. I can't get into that. I can't take those products, you know, wine, yeah.
Well, do you want to just buy a lot of drugs?
Yep.
Do you want to go to the doctor a lot? Do you want to pay for the travel to go to a doctor a lot?
Yep. That's the whole thing, Andrea, is that when people get old, they haven't saved up enough money. They haven't planned for their future. You know, they thought that, you know, somebody was going to take care of them. But really, our system wasn't designed for this many people to live this old.
Not the system we have, that's for sure.
The system is broken. The system is broken. And it was designed around people dying about the age of 50. Did you
Well,
know
I'm
that
not-
that the Social Security system was designed in the 1800s?
Really?
Hmm. It was based on the 1800s. And in the 1800s, if you lived to be 50, you were considered to be an old man. And so they set up a system. They said, if you make it to 65, hey, we'll take care of you.
Really?
So if you made it to 50, you were considered old, but they would take care of you if you lived 15 years longer than that.
Okay.
So it really isn't that the system is broken. The system was just designed without what we're doing in mind. People started living longer. And so I like to share this slide. And this slide really says that if this stuff is making sense to you, find 3 people, go out and share it with them, help them find 3 people. And really based on that, you can build an income and you can get your products for free. I mean, heck, Andrea, I haven't paid for my products in 10 years.
Yeah. Who doesn't want free products, right?
That's right. So, you know what? My gift to you today, Andrea's gift to you today is the gift of health. Share it with other people. Let them know that we can make a difference. Andrea, is any closing remarks that you want to make?
Nope. I think you covered it all, Doc.
Did I cover it all?
Yes.
Am I getting better?
You've always been good.
Oh, thank you for that. I really enjoy what I'm doing. I'll tell you what, there isn't a better profession on the planet. I feel that people who help other people should be the highest paid people on the planet.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. But instead it seems like we got things backwards.
Well, you know what to say, the more people you help, the higher you rise. So
That's right.
just go help more people.
Let's help everybody. Okay, folks. Thanks for being here. Andrea, thanks for joining me here on Tuesday. And we look forward to seeing you back next Tuesday.
Okay. Thank you, Doc.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.